What's going on, world? This is the 23rd episode of the Bet On Us podcast.
Yo.
I am 1K Watts.
And I'm Mike.
And we got Sean and Andreas behind the boards.
Yo.
Hold on. Before you get there, I got a little bone to pick. Andreas.
Yeah.
You're an Eagles fan.
Yes, sir.
Why is the streets are talking right now, right? And they're
Put the image up.
you know what I'm talking about. The streets were talking, and they said there's a photo floating around that you're wearing a Cowboys jersey.
Yeah.
It just hurts. I heard that news, and I was just devastated. Can you defend yourself?
We were poor, and my mom got it at Goodwill.
Oh, damn. I gonna talk shit now, dude.
I guess that's the appropriate jersey to wear.
What jersey was it?
It's a Troy Aikman jersey.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That makes sense.
And you probably didn't know anything at the time. But to be fair, you've shown me a T.O. jersey that you had when you were also young, so I'll let it slide.
Well, when Andreas and I were at the gym, and he showed me a picture of him and his brother, and he was wearing that jersey. I'm like, Jeff wouldn't be happy about this. I'm going to tell him for sure.
I just wanted to clear the air, just let the streets know that everything's okay and you're still rocking with Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, that picture was like, how old were you? Like 8 or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, little kid.
All right,
Dude.
I chose the Eagles when I was in 6th grade. Never looked back.
I can take it. I like
How old
that.
were you when you chose the Eagles as your team?
I was born in '96. We played the Patriots in '05. So the math on that, I was probably like 9. I was 9.
Yeah.
I just T.O., Westbrook, McNabb. That was a whole big thing for me.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006
Mm-hmm.
broke the all-time touchdown record for a running back. Won MVP. We went 14-2 just to lose in the well, we got a bye and then lost in the second round.
That was also when you got your first boner, when you saw LT break the record.
That was also the age that I was when I ejaculated for the first time.
Yeah, I haven't followed sports. Me?
Yeah.
From the Steelers, what's his name? The Bus? Jerome
Yeah.
Bus.
Bettis,
yeah.
yep.
And McNabb, T.O.,
McNabb.
Michael
Mike Vick was
That
nasty.
era was what got me. I
Yeah.
was also playing football at the time, too.
Okay. Yeah.
Bro, I wore number 21 when I first started playing football. I never played running back. I was a wide receiver when I was younger. And dude, like in 5th, 6th grade football, you don't run the ball or pass the ball much anyways.
Right,
you
you're
run
just
the ball
running,
90% of the time. I remember I got like 2 touchdowns in a season, I think in 5th grade. And the first touchdown I got, I did the fucking high step. And then the little like, and I got flagged. And my coach was pissed, but I couldn't pass it up. I was like, I'm going to do the signature LT touchdown
Yeah.
celebration.
I respect it, Andres. I was just giving you a hard time,
On the Chargers, though, they just paid Justin Herbert $262.5 million. I think $193 million guaranteed with a $133 million signing bonus. I think biggest
Contract.
contract.
Right now. Yeah.
He deserves it.
Does he?
We're gonna go into this right now because I know there's a lot of slander going on.
That
against
was going to be
Justin
my
Herbert
first
right
question. No slander over here. I understand he's a hell of
now.
an athlete.
I did some research for this specific question before you guys came over. I was like, doing a little
Okay,
bit of
Stephen A.
research, right?
Smith. Hey, so what shows that he proves it?
All right, can you pull up, Sean, in the notes I put a screenshot of his stats throughout his career. Yeah. He's going into his 3rd year as a starter.
Okay.
In 2021, he stepped in off the bench when Tyrod Taylor got his lung poked by a doctor with a needle, right?
Yeah.
Or his lung stabbed.
Right.
That first season, he put up like 4,300 passing yards, 30-something touchdowns with I think the worst statistical offensive line in the league.
Okay.
2021, he had a 5,000-yard season, right? Last year, Keenan Allen was out for several weeks. Mike Williams missed time. Slater, that really good offensive line we got injured. We had multiple injuries on offensive line. And he played throughout the whole year with the separated rib injury.
Yeah.
Remember that second game of the season where he was like, he finished the game, but he couldn't even throw the ball?
Yeah.
There was that play where he tried to roll out of the pocket, tried throwing the ball and couldn't even get the ball out. Like he crumbled, right?
Yeah.
He played through all that shit this year and still had 4,700 passing yards. He was sacked more times last season than he's been in his whole career. And he's only going into his 3rd year as a starter.
Right.
This is a make it or break it year for Justin Herbert. He has to win a playoff game.
That's what I was going to ask you. Okay.
No,
So-
he has to win a playoff game, but he's overrated. Bro, how many quarterbacks were that good in their second fucking season as a starter? Peyton Manning didn't get his first playoff win
But
until what, year 7?
That could
or
be
6?
It could be fool's gold. Yeah, Dak Prescott MVP season 2016, his first season. So at what point?
Yeah, but you're comparing
how many seasons pass until you're like, okay, now maybe we overpaid
But
him.
you can't compare Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert played through an injury last year, still threw 25 touchdowns, almost hit 5,000 passing yards. Dak Prescott missed time with an injury, 4 games, and still led the league in interceptions.
I mean, you could play the stats game, but what matters at the end of the day? Dak won a playoff game.
Yeah. Dude, but we're going into, we now have an offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore that stretches out the defense and likes throwing the ball deep. We've never had an offensive coordinator that likes playing that way. Last year, his average yards per attempt was like 6.8 yards per attempt.
Yeah.
When it comes to raw talent and how young he is, going into his 3rd season again as a starter, there's still that time for development. He's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Despite different highs and lows on the team and the roster, he's been consistent. He's been available, right? It's time for him to win. But then again, you can't. The AFC is so much harder than the NFC, dude. Not to, like, the Eagles are going to make a run. They're going to be in the NFC Championship again without a doubt.
I understand the whole situation.
Dude, I mean, like, let's look back at Phillip Rivers, right? Phillip Rivers had a lot of games that he choked on. But the people that he also listened to, I was listening to a different show, and they went through the times he had lost in the playoffs. And it was like twice in a row to Tom Brady, once to Peyton Manning, didn't make the playoffs, lost to Big Ben when they won, then lost to Tom Brady again. Like, he lost to 6 dudes who were on that in the conversation of the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, right?
But at some point, you have to beat them to be in that conversation. You know,
Fair.
You have to beat Patrick Mahomes. You have to beat Lamar Jackson.
Is Lamar Jackson up there?
As of right now,
People put Lamar Jackson like right there in top 5. People have Lamar Jackson over Jalen Hurts.
which I don't. I mean, that's so difficult because their good seasons are kind of spread out far from each other now. What was Lamar, 2019?
He won the MVP?
Yeah. And Jalen Hurts' best year so far has been 2022, which people can argue wasn't that great of a season. He had maybe 3,400 yards with 22 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, you know. He also ran for 15 touchdowns, but
Yeah, but just as far as
Lamar's good years are behind him already.
who
I hate
knows?
to say it, dude. Like he's still young, but it's like, I mean, I think the first few years, like nobody had him figured out yet, you know. So like he was dominating, but you know that run game, I feel like can only be so good for so long.
So
yeah.
People are gonna key in on it.
We'll see. It again. I think for Lamar, it's almost a make or break it year 2. I think Odell at this point in his career is probably a better 2 than he is a number 1.
Right,
but now you have some threats at wide receiver, and you still got Mark Andrews. So you've gotten some of the weapons at receiver that you've been wanting if you're Lamar. So you got to do something with it.
So on that note, you said that 2 quarterbacks that just got paid this year, and Lamar and Justin, you think those are both make it or break it years when they just got paid? Or do you think you give them a couple years into their contract?
that's what I'm saying.
No, yeah, you're not going to cite like if they have let's say the Chargers miss the playoffs this year, which I don't think is going to happen. I think we're a really good team. If we can be healthy, we'll make a run at it. Again, AFC is tough, but they're not going to cut him a year into a massive. They gave him a $133 million signing bonus. You ain't cutting somebody the year after a $130 million signing bonus, right? But I do think it's as far as how you're held and how you're regarded in the league. You have to win a playoff game this year for people to start putting respect on Justin Herbert's name. Because everybody, you think he's an elite quarterback and kind of throw shade on Justin Herbert being
Let me
ranked so high.
wrap this up. Quick question really quick. At what point do you say, hey, maybe this is the only year where we can get it done? Maybe Eckler's gone next year. Maybe Keenan Allen's retired. Maybe things start leaving your team where it's like, man, this is the make it or break it year for the whole team.
I don't think that's going to be the case with the Chargers right here. We've made some good. Keenan Allen, I mean, he was gone most of the season last year, and we still did fine. Justin Herbert, I think Justin Herbert is the talent of quarterback to where he could stay level. Regardless of the chaos that's going on around him and injuries, he's still going to win games. He's still going to put up numbers regardless of who he's throwing to. Having said that, we made some good moves with Quentin Johnston. And then
He's been doing well.
the other guy from TCU, the short, speedy guy. Oh, man. But we've made moves at wide receiver. That's going to be the next group of wide receivers moving forward. What's the window, right? I mean, it's such a stacked division to where you could be on your A game and still not make it just because, I mean,
How's he fair against people like Burrow?
I think he can beat Burrow head up. I think Justin Herbert can go shot for shot with just about anybody in the league. We almost beat the Chiefs twice last year. The second time was when they did the pick six.
Yeah.
When Everett just quit on a route. And we drove all the way down the field. Everett quit at the 5-yard line. It was a pick six going the other way, right?
Here's my theory. Maybe Pat and Burrow have their own thing forever. Their whole career they have a beef. What if Herbert's guy is Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah. And with the Jags, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
I've heard that he's been looking like a monster in training camp, dude.
He's going to prove you wrong. He's going to get them 1,400 yards.
Some of that tape's been crazy. How much does he help the Jags this year? Are the Jags now a potential
exponentially?
threat?
No, they've been a threat. They were a threat last year. They made it
They won a
deep
game
in the playoffs. Yeah.
No, they won one game in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I mean, let's not forget how good Calvin Ridley was on the Falcons before he got suspended for that year.
Yeah, with who throwing to him?
Yeah.
Mariota?
I don't remember. No, well, now. Yeah,
I think it-
Ritter, whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
But he was doing fucking really good. That was with Matt Ryan.
It was Matt.
He was
Yeah.
like a top 3 or 5 receiver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's a dog.
He took 1 year off. Let's not sleep on him yet.
And then that guy Etienne's a dog, too.
Yeah.
Running back on the Jags.
Do you want to wrap this one up? Keep it pushing?
This topic?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's keep
You
pushing.
thought I
was
meant
like,
the episode?
I was like, bro, did we just
I was
start?
like, I got to go. I'm leaving.
Trayvon Diggs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Trayvon Diggs telling Dak Prescott to shut his bitch ass up.
At what? Okay. Obviously, a lot of the league doesn't respect Dak because of the talkings of the
Justifiable
town,
reasons.
right? People are saying, "Hey, this a make or break a year for him. If this is his 9th year and he leads the league in interceptions again, we have to have a real conversation. Is he going to be the guy to get us over the hump? Are we going to get to the NFC Championship game with this guy?" I think there's a breaking point where now players have been on that team for a little bit. It's like, bro, we're in training camp. You've thrown 4 or 5 interceptions. Like,
Some of the interceptions in training camp
have been horrible. He threw a pass down the line to a 5'5" man who was double covered.
Yeah.
Didn't even get it to him. It's like, what?
Cooks?
No, it was. I think it was Deuce Vaughn or somebody.
And is it this year or next year that Dak has the $60 million cap hit?
It's next year,
Okay, so
and they're gonna try to restructure it.
Yeah.
But
so you can't really, even if he leads the league in interceptions again, they can't get rid of him the year after that, right? Because is any team gonna trade for a $60 million cap hit in a year?
I don't know. And this is just Tony Romo version 2.
Don't slander Tony Romo like that.
I feel bad for Cowboys players that really have potential to be, that are great, like Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons, who are just wasting some of their prime years of their career.
Yeah.
So that's my
And other training camp drama, dude. What's up with fucking
Travis
Travis
Kelce?
Kelce throwing 1-2 combos at teammates, dude? Was that dude on the practice squad? He's throwing punches at somebody who has to go to his electrician job the next morning.
Okay, but that guy kind of threw like a little try to knock it out after the play. It's like, bro, I'm fucking Travis Kelce.
That was weak, though. It was a weak little tap. for him
I'm
to
a
get
Madden
goal.
99, and you're putting your hands on me after the play.
Yeah,
Football's football, dude. When you're
Yeah.
doing something that competitive, grown men are gonna get in fights. There's gonna be scuffles. I don't think there's really any reason to think too much into it.
I mean, if I'm a coach, I like to see that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know, that means it's like, hey, this guy wants to be out here. This guy wants to make the team. You know what I mean? It's like, just because he's one of our best players, I don't want you to be easy on him. You know?
Yeah.
Like, don't hurt him, of course, but like,
Do you,
fucking make him work.
do you like that more than cornerback telling your quarterback, "Hey, shut your bitch ass up"?
That's another version of friendly competition, though.
You
Or
think
not-
so?
Yeah, I mean, like, just
Bro,
bring the best out.
You
Look
think
at I know it's
someone's-
been a while since we played basketball, but we talk mad shit to each other when we're playing ball.
Right, but do you think someone's going up to Justin Herbert and being like, "Shut your bitch ass up"?
No, because I think Justin Herbert's likable. Dak seems like a douchebag.
That's okay. Just
Fair,
'cause
right?
I think there are certain
It doesn't
quarterbacks.
look like I would enjoy hanging out with Dak.
On that note, I mean, with the Steelers, George Pickens made a badass, like, acrobatic fucking catch
Nuts.
over Joey Porter Jr.
I saw that.
Joey Porter Jr. was right on him. Like, there's not really much he could do. He just made a really good catch. Fool got up and handed him the ball.
Yeah.
And then he threw it back at George Pickens. I like to see that, though.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's-
hey,
No, that kind of shit's, I think,
that's-
friendly
that's
competition.
I think George kind of spotted the ball quicker. He just found it. He got his head around, found it, and I don't think Joey Porter knew where the ball was at the point.
Yeah.
That's a good guy for him to be guarding as a rookie. That's going to make him better.
Iron sharpens iron, yeah.
Exactly. Because George Pickens is a good receiver already.
So who do you think are the dark horses in the league this year? Like, pick one dark horse per division, and then who do you think is going to be a disappointing team?
Per division.
So a dark horse in each division, and then a team that's ranked super high that's not going to be as good as their team.
Okay. I'll start. We'll just go on a rotation.
Okay.
I'll start with the East. NFC East.
Let's just stick to our own divisions.
Well, we can do all the
Just
divisions.
any division, AFC, NFC, just whatever you want to do.
I will say the Giants, just because I don't know how Sam Howell will do at the Commanders. I like the supporting cast.
The Giants are a dark horse, or they're going to be surprisingly good? Or, I mean, they're a dark horse to be good, or they're going to be trash?
Good. Okay. I think they could. I mean, Dayball's handled shit, turned that franchise around for the most part.
Almost surprising hearing you say that. All right.
Yeah, I think don't mind the Giants. We beat them every time, so they're not a problem to me.
Yeah.
But I like. Yeah, I think there might be an issue if Daniel Jones figures it out. He has a tight end now, Darren Waller.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
got a couple wide receivers that want to excel. I think Hodgins. I would say the Commanders, but the Commanders just don't have a quarterback that I can trust in.
Yeah, who's throwing the ball next year?
Sam Howell, and but their supporting cast is solid, which I like. But other than that, I'm gonna say Giants.
Somebody else. Who else is in the QB rotation for Washington?
Sam Howell and is it Heineke left, right?
I have no idea.
I think it's like Jacoby Brissett or some shit.
Oh,
Like some other like.
that was a
mediocre,
starter that's
like-
just kind of been floating around the league as a backup.
Yeah.
All right, who do you?
I got the Saints, to be honest. Like in their division, I think they got a solid defense. I don't know who their coach is now that I think about it, but with Sean Payton being gone. But I think with Kamara hopefully getting past his legal issues, Derek Carr, they got Michael Thomas coming back, and then that tight end that's pretty solid. They've always had a solid defense. I feel like I think they can surprise some people.
Talking about Alvin Kamara, didn't he just meet with the commissioner today?
Yeah,
was there a ruling on his? He's going to be suspended.
He's
for a
getting
couple
suspended,
games.
I think, for sure. Maybe.
Probably a few games, right? Kind of stomp somebody out.
Yeah. But I agree. I do like the Saints a lot. I like Juwan Johnson. I like Michael Thomas. So we'll see.
Don't tell Steve I said that.
I think a team that's going to fall off this year is the Buffalo Bills. I think
They're gonna implode.
I think they're going to implode a little bit, dude. Every year they've taken a step down. They just had some stuff go on with their front office. GM left, or didn't even leave. Just said he wanted to take a year off of football. Puts more pressure on Sean McDermott.
He's calling plays, right?
Yeah. Allen's kind of taking a step back each season. There's
Madden curse.
what?
Oh, Madden curse.
Oh, yeah, probably. And then you got the drama with Stephon Diggs too, dude. I mean, he was pissed about something that happened in January, and it didn't come to light until a couple weeks ago.
Till April, May.
Do we think that that's going to be something that just disappears throughout the season? He stewed on that shit all off season. It was still pissed about it. Now going into the rest of the season, it's going to be all like chill.
Yeah, and I'm not even sold on the running back room.
No, they don't have a running back room. They're going to be okay. They got Dalvin Cook's brother. What's his name?
James
Yeah. Cook.
He's all right.
The Bills are going to be all right. They're not going to be bad, but I could see potentially that they're the third team in their division.
They're not going to be worse than the Patriots, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, but I think the Dolphins and the Jets could be better than the Bills this year.
Yeah.
Any other hot takes?
No, that's it. Oh, there was just the running back drama still.
Jonathan Taylor maybe.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor requested a trade.
Jim Irsay's a weirdo, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the fact that they would even consider doing that to him, putting on the what's it called? The
Franchise?
the
Oh, the
PUP?
non-football injury list or something like that, where they don't.
unable to perform or some shit like that. And he won't get paid.
Is that dude like an alcoholic?
That's the kicker.
Jim Irsay?
Yeah.
He's a fucking.
He got in
nut,
trouble
dude.
like a few years ago for something. Dude.
He's a
I can't
goofball
remember
for
what it
sure.
was, but yeah,
Probably some sexual assault allegation or something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, the non-football related injury list, it exempts a team from having to play you. And then there was the guy in the Colts who was at Hines that got hurt in a jet skiing accident.
Yeah.
And he's out for the season not making a dime because he wanted to play around on a jet ski in the middle of training camp.
Seems crazy to me.
A little bit stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. If my body's if you're making millions of dollars a year playing a sport, I'm not skiing or doing anything dangerous like that. But
Yeah.
I'm so excited for football, man. We got a preseason game win
Tomorrow.
Damn.
Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if he plays a snap or not.
Oh, you know what I'm actually excited about too? So Sean Payton and Nathaniel Hackett have been taking shots at each other.
Yeah.
Sean Payton came out and he was getting interviewed to just kind of drag the Broncos' previous year's coaching staff.
Yeah.
And essentially, in other words, said Nathaniel Hackett was a bad coach. So the build up there with the Jets being on Hard Knocks, and I think the Jets and Broncos play in Week 5.
Week 5, yeah.
That's going to be a good episode of Hard Knocks, and I'm sure a little bit of drama going into that game.
Sean Payton said, "Oh, I had my media hat on still. I need to be a coach." And it's like, bro, talk your shit if you feel like that. Stand on it.
Sean
you
Payton's
know?
going to make himself look stupid when they go 7-10 next year.
I mean, their defense was solid though.
Yeah, but I think Russ is cooked.
When does Hard Knocks start?
Soon.
Soon, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure though.
How do you watch it? I don't know. I think I've.
Fuck if I know.
Speaking of, you know what I'm excited for is the Baker Mayfield Untold episode coming out on Netflix. You know,
I didn't know that.
Untold.
Yeah,
like it's
it's like a short documentary or something.
yeah, like Jake Paul's came out yesterday,
Oh, yeah.
and then so Baker's is the 8th. So I'm excited
That'll
for
be
that.
entertaining. You got some good little documentaries in that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else big. Was there anything that we had notes on?
Hard Knocks starts on the 8th.
Yeah, so it's close.
Good
Yeah.
shit.
UFC. Unless you guys want to talk about UFC. I mean, NFL holdouts, like certain people that are waiting for restructuring the contract.
I think Nick Bosa is the biggest NFL holdout right now.
And Zach Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little list. Nick Bosa, Zach Martin, Chris Jones from the Chiefs, and then of course a lot of NFL running backs.
Yeah.
Well,
Chris Jones hurts too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
He's an impact player for sure. Nick Bosa, that's not good, dude. Are the 49ers going to be bad next year? Their quarterback room's a mess.
I heard that training camp looks atrocious with the
Yeah.
quarterbacks. Trey Lance is missing targets. I think what's his name? Brock Purdy's missing targets.
Dude, they traded so much to get Trey Lance, and we've seen him play like a collection total of
games,
4
maybe,
games
yeah.
over the course of his 4 years in the league.
I think Brock Purdy did enough last year to kind of like
Earn the starting position?
I at least have like, you know, the upper hand at getting this, you know, first string spot.
He should.
But they're still gonna battle it out, I think.
Yeah.
I also think Brock Purdy is very overrated. Like, bro,
It's the offense.
he's
The
throwing,
offense is
he-
so
He's
good.
throwing a lot of under routes. Like,
Yeah,
let me just drop
to
this
Debo,
off. Yeah,
and Debo's just going to do what Debo does.
he's made a couple impressive throws where I've been like, that's a good play, you know. But I just don't know if he has longevity in the league or if it was just a little stint.
I don't think he'd look the same if he went to any other offense.
Absolutely not. I think the 49ers offense is so good, and you could have a game manager in that position. I mean, dude, they went to the Super Bowl with Garoppolo.
Yeah.
You know, like you could have a game manager behind that offensive setup, and they'll be fine.
With the best defense in the league, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, to me, it's just crazy that they gave up so much to get Trey Lance, and there's the potential that he could.
Never play again.
I mean,
And
not even have a career.
Nobody's gonna want him either.
Yeah,
You
because
can't-
there's
they
not
can't
even any
get rid of
tape
him.
out on him.
They couldn't get rid of him. If they
Yeah.
wanted to.
So let's say they release him this year, but then this upcoming draft class is going to be a good quarterback draft class, right?
yeah.
So nobody's going to pick up a Trey Lance who's not done anything versus one of these big name prospects coming out of college. I don't know. I'm just so excited for football season to start.
We got the Niners week 1, so hopefully they're still looking atrocious by the
Oh,
end,
yeah.
dude.
I mean, that's a good squad. You know, I'm worried about him, but
All
we'll
right,
see.
I saw this conversation about. So this is a question for you.
Okay.
When it comes to having a speed demon on your team, right? Are you taking Tyreek Hill or prime Deshaun Jackson?
So, I have a couple opinions. I love Deshaun. Deshaun's my guy, but it would be dumb of me to say Deshaun Jackson. Tyreek's played what? Few years in the league. He has 4 over 1,000 yard receiving seasons. Deshaun Jackson has 4 in his 15-year career.
Damn.
So, Tyreek is definitely my option. Deshaun was a little bit. His mind was elsewhere some games.
Problematic.
His ego always took over. Like, he's dropping the ball on the 1 yard line after he just caught an 80-yard pass.
Yeah.
Like, bro, use your brain. The Miracle at the Meadowlands, when he returned that punt, bro's running 10 yards this way before he enters the end zone. It's like, bro, stop playing around.
I
Get in the end
think
zone.
that was to run out the clock, though.
No, the game was over.
I thought there was 4 or 5 seconds on.
Game was over. the punt ran out the clock.
Yeah.
So
Why
it's,
wouldn't you just kick it out of bounds and then try to?
That's why that kicker got fired.
Oh, yeah.
That punter. He was like,
Coach was pissed.
yeah. But yeah, so I got Tyreek. I think I know Tyreek has some off the field antics, but I think when he's on the field, he's the scariest person on the field.
Damn, I was just hoping you were going to say that you took Jackson just to have people get pissed and drag you through the mud on that.
I love Deshaun though.
Dude, I'm trying to think of anything.
45 right now.
You want?
UFC?
Yeah, we'll touch on UFC real quick.
Excuse me. Great UFC card last Saturday.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, dude. Have you ever seen Dustin Poirier just fall over? Timber.
Got rocked.
There's only that's like one of 5 head kick knockouts in main events like that.
Well, in that in Utah, that same arena is where Kamaru got knocked out with a head kick
By Leon Edwards?
Leon.
Damn.
So that head kick is like fucking
It's a bad arena.
contagious there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy because we were watching it together that night. He blocked like 2 of those head kicks before that knockout happened.
And
it's
even
like,
that
doesn't
one was
AG
partially blocked.
Yeah, he got his hand up, but like not quite
Not
all the
quite
way.
enough.
Like he was just milliseconds away from fucking blocking it cleanly. But yeah, Gaethje's not really known for throwing those
Head
types
kicks.
of head kicks. And so whenever he wrapped that fucking foot around the back of his head, that was nuts.
It was brutal, dude. Who was the fight before that? Why am I blanking?
Blachowicz and Pereira.
Oh yeah.
What'd you
Jan
think about?
got robbed.
You think so?
Yeah.
That too.
3 takedowns and 5 minutes of ground control. Even though he wasn't doing much with it, like it's still controlling the fight, right? And it's not like Alex did a lot of damage to him on the feet. I think I really think he lost, but is fighting's corrupt to a certain extent, right? It's been the rumor in boxing forever. There's a good likelihood that all boxing's a little bit corrupt with judging and all that kind of shit.
They want to see a certain guy.
You want to
do
see
certain
Alex
fights.
fight for the belt at light
Yeah.
heavyweight because it's a big draw.
Well, yeah, it's like Jan Blachowicz is 40 years old, which we were tripping out on that.
Oh,
Right
yeah, I didn't
before
know
the
he was
fight,
40.
They showed the age. We're like, he's 40?
Yeah.
And, Alex Pereira is, like, newer to the UFC, just be Izzy, like, has, like, more hype behind his name right now. Jan's already been the champion,
Yes.
lost, and, like, tried to come back and stuff like that. I don't know. They could be.
Pereira's got the ticket sales,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
future at
for
least.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. As a Tony Ferguson fan, please
Hang it up.
retire. You are 0 for 6 in your last 6 fights.
You gotta commend him though.
Oh,
He's still
bro,
trying.
He looked
bro.
bad. That was the first time because it started with the knockout against Chandler, and Tony Ferguson looked great through that first round, and he got hit with a vicious up kick right on his chin and put him to sleep. That's not a big deal, but he did not look good. He doesn't have the fast twitch anymore to be able, like, dude, he wasn't moving his head at all. He was getting hit with every punch.
He
thrown
knows
at
how to
him.
eat punches though.
He had total strikes. Tony had 62. The other guy had 145.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He
Jesus
knows
Christ, more than double his strikes.
Yeah.
dude.
he eats punches.
He doesn't do a good job of moving his head anymore. It's
it's
sad,
like-
bro. But listen, I looked up what the purses were for that fight. He still made like $350,000. I'll get beat up for 15 minutes for like $5,000. Like, let's be real. Like, give me $35.
I think we were talking about it. I think we were talking about that night. It's like, I'll get in there for freaking $10,000, and then we started
Yeah.
like going lower and lower and lower.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get in there for like $2,000. But no, he said he's gonna do like one more title run before he wanted to hang it up. But it's like,
What?
now,
He's
he's not even ranked.
Yeah, that was so weird watching
Now
a
he's
Ferguson
really
fight,
not
and
even
he's
gonna be
not
ranked.
ranked.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't even know if he can beat like these young, hungry
No.
up-and-comers now. 'Cause
Absolutely
he's so
not.
Slow and just
Bless his soul, dude.
yeah, dude.
You know?
He's not gonna win much more fights before he hangs it up. If any.
CTE's a real thing.
He's
bro.
already dealing with it.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking gone.
Dude, they say he like de-bricked his whole fireplace.
Yeah,
you-
he
years
tore
ago.
out all the wiring out of
took
his
out-
house too.
yeah,
His
and-
wife called the cops one time.
Have you heard that dispatch?
Yeah.
Of the
No,
wife?
but I'd
Oh
like
my
to.
god.
And it's
I
her
already
being
started-
like, he's losing his mind, and this was like peak Tony Ferguson when he's fucking everybody up, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, I just don't want any officers to get hurt. Just be careful when you come.
Yeah. And
Because he'll fuck some off.
she was like
Yeah.
why? And she's like, my husband's Tony Ferguson. And it was like
Yeah, the lady was
Silent.
like, oh shit.
El Cucuy.
El Cucuy. Dude, yeah. Tony Ferguson will go
Cops just
down.
turn around.
Yeah. They're like, no.
lights go off. No
Sorry,
sirens.
man, but you're fucked. Tony Ferguson is going to go down as the greatest that never was.
Yeah.
He was the number one contender for so long. He held it. Did he hold the interim belt at one point? Doesn't really matter.
I think
Tried
he might have.
putting together the Khabib fight multiple times, fell apart. It's just that's going to be one of those careers to where he could have been this legendary champion, but never got to that peak.
Yeah. Really quick, since it's kind of relevant to this week,
Ooh.
who do we got? Nate Diaz or Jake Paul?
Nate Diaz, fuck Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Did you see Bud Crawford put on a fucking clinic against Spence though? It was on the same time as the
It
fights.
was.
And
He
I
fucking
watched that fight that night.
pieced him up.
Dude,
Pieced him up.
Bud Crawford's now on that. He's on the Mount Rushmore of boxers. 40-0, only champion ever to hold every belt in 2 different weight classes. To be the undisputed champ in every all the different conferences, to have every belt in 2 weight classes, bro. And Spence had never been knocked down. Spence is a dog, dude. And Crawford sunned him. Beat that boy's ass the whole fucking time.
He had him looking like Martin in that episode where his head's all fucked up.
Yeah. That's
crazy.
How often can championship caliber fighters come back from something like that? You're undefeated. You're knocking out everybody. You're dominating everybody. You beat up all your sparring partners. Like, you're that guy, and then you go out there and just get tossed around and you can't do anything. That fucks with your psyche to a certain extent. Is Spence going to be able to come back the same?
Well, without that, how do you know? You know, like if you're just beating everybody up, how do you know you got to be better?
Yeah, you
have to get your ass beat once. I mean, Floyd Mayweather didn't, but you got to get your ass beat
I think
once.
Some people, like, it's great for them because it humbles them a little bit and it makes them work harder and like let them know, like, hey, I'm not fucking invincible. But yeah, I don't know.
I think where it's hard is like there's one thing about like being because we've seen champs lose the belt and come back. Losing a close decision victory, one thing. Getting knocked out to where you're just like one and done, right?
Yeah.
The fight's even. You just get caught with something vicious and it sleeps you.
Is he getting dummied in there?
But when you get beat up, like
Yeah.
it's not like he got punched once and got knocked out cold. And because I think that's easier to come back from. He won the first round and then went to get beat up every single round badly after that.
You can make peace with just getting caught.
Yeah.
You can't make peace with saying this man did not let me do a damn thing.
I couldn't do any damage to him.
Big
Yeah.
brother to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah. What do you guys think? What are we at?
32.
33. Let's wrap.
Let's go ahead and call it.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody.
Yep. Football is right around the corner, so soon we will be announcing a new schedule with consistent podcasts coming out.
Yeah, we'll be
doing twice a week during the season.
We'll be tightening up. There's videos every day at that point.
Yep.
3-4 videos a day. We're going to be getting after it. I appreciate everyone for watching.
Yep. See you
And
next week.
Yes, sir.